My name is Captain Awa Aji Alhaji Zanna Damasak. I'm here to introduce you Dr. Injake Damage.
Welcome to the show. My name is Dr. Damages. We're coming to you from the greatest city in the world,
New York City.
Yeah. New York City is so great that no Nigerian in New York City was arrested when the FBI captured 80 Nigerians involved in a romance scam. Did you hear about that? 80 Nigerians. This is how the FBI did it. They followed the case of a Japanese woman who lost $200,000 to a Nigerian posing as an American soldier in Syria. Look at the message. The Nigerian was claiming that he was in love with the Japanese woman. That way, he made the woman spend $200,000 trying to save him from kidnappers, from turtle ninjas, and from Fulani headsmen.
What? What?
I know. No. Now, for those who do not know, when the FBI got involved, they followed the money since 2016, on until they connected the global network of the scammers.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what they did. And then the other day, they swooped in and picked them up. Watch.
According to the FBI, these are just some of the defendants involved in what they describe as the largest online fraud scheme in the country that had worldwide implications.
Victims in Colombia, China, the Caribbean, Germany, Japan, Mexico, the United Arab Emirates, and the United Kingdom.
Based in Nigeria, the FBI says this crime ring also was able to hit 1,000 people who live in Los Angeles and bilk them out of $73 million. And just how fast is this crime growing?
Wow! Look at your faces. Bad sons. Bad boys. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do
when they come for
you? Come on, sing. Bad boys. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do when they come for you? I tell you, a lot of people in Nigeria won't be getting any money alerts on their phones this Christmas. A lot of people. Now, if you are in Nigeria and you flash your brother in California and he doesn't answer, just know that he's the guest of the US at a correctional facility. No. That's a beautiful name for prison. Correctional facility. Now, people don't understand the whole implications of this single operation on our people. You know, there are now slave queens that won't, they will have to downgrade from human hair to Chinese wig. Like this one. and there are now cousins and brothers who have been planning to get married from the cuts that they were getting from construction of the building, that two-story building that those boys were constructing. Now there's no marriage happening, nothing happening for them. I'm telling you, the implications of this are so many. So many. Now, for us in America, Owambe parties will be less glamorous. You know, there will be less splashing of money. Not like this anymore. Watch. It's over. Even our politicians at home are missing allies in America and around the world who are helping them to hide money and buy houses and find women for them when they travel abroad. Oh no. He said it's his friend, or was his friend, whatever. You know what I was thinking when I read that story? I'm thinking of this. Are there not other Nigerians scamming us? You know what I mean? People telling us that they love us. There must be other Nigerians promising us love, security, good hospitals, jobs. Are they not scamming us? They're scamming us too. Think of it. Haven't we handed over the treasury of the country to those people? Even the central bank. Are they not taking millions of dollars from the central bank, paying themselves, senators, 2 million, House of Rep, this million, governors, this million? Can the FBI please look into this romance scam that they are doing to us? I'm talking about our politicians. If we can get the FBI to follow the story of that Irish company that is claiming that Nigeria now owes it $9 billion, following that oil and gas deal in Calabar that went bad, they will capture the Yar'Adua cabal who signed the deal, the Jonathan cabal who failed to deal with it when they took over, and of course, the Buhari cabal who ignored all the court summons. They say, oh, we don't care, they're not serious. If we can get the FBI to follow one Canadian woman who said that she was in love with a Nigerian apostle until one day in Canada when the apostle forced her to drink that pepper soup mixed with some other... You know what I'm saying? Aha! Yeah. If the FBI follows that simple story of a man of God in 2016, looking at the money transfers, it will lead to the capture of 80 pastors, prophets, apostles, and bishops. I'm telling you. Or this one. Remember the story of the $40 million found in a house in Ikoyi? If we invite the FBI to follow the simple story of that woman that was going into that house every day to clean up the house, right? To the time that the EFCC stormed the apartment and took the money away, to where the money is now, which nobody knows. Do you know the network the FBI will be able to uncover? At the end, you will find that we have this kind of picture. Oh yeah, you will find this kind of picture. yeah, it will say Ababio captured, Sylvia captured, Malami captured, Sam Oga captured. in fact, all those newly sworn in Buhari's ministers who once had EFCC cases that were abandoned, you know them, they will be captured. All those former governors who once sat in the accused box, like Tinubu, or Saraki, they will all be captured. Even those whose cases were not open, like Amechi, Fashola, Arewa, Bashola, what's the name of the other one? All of them, they will be what? Captured. Now, if the money leads the FBI to PTF, the PTF days during Abacha's time, and the MTN, and the $1.5 billion, the fine that MTN was given, and the bribe to squash the case, that is when the big calamity will happen. I'm telling you, the TV and the remote control will also be captured. I don't know what kind of people think like this. You know what I mean? But you got my drift. If you take out someone like Abba Kyari, do you know what will happen to Buhari? Now, here is an illustration. It is called Beehive on the Behind. Clinging bees swarm man's butt. Now, before I show you the video, what you are going to watch now are bees swarming around a man's behind until the mother queen, they call the queen mother, yes, was taken out. Now watch.
Just like an atom of quits about the book, I'm quits about the book. Was a tip again?
You see, if you take out Abba Kyari, the bees or followers swarming around President Muhammadu Buhari will disperse. Shikena. See what I did there? See what I did there? I used an illustration of nature to bring... I'm good. Am I not? I'm good. Say it. Anyway. The good news is that Buhari has his dream cabinet in place. After 6 months, I know. Now, we don't have a government run by one single person, Abba Kyari. No. Now, there are 43 ministers in whose hands the fate of 200 million people now rests. Look at them. I know. Okay. They all have to abide by Buhari's mandate, which is, it states, and I quote, "Nobody goes to Sai Baba except through Abba Kyari." I know. Did I say that? No. There is a memo now. Look at the memo. Do you know that in the last 4 years, some ministers did not get a chance to meet with Buhari one-on-one? Oh yeah, they were ministers for 4 years. They didn't get a chance to meet him one-on-one. They couldn't. I know civil service rule, but you have to know your people. No wonder Buhari couldn't fire any of them. He did not supervise any of them. What am I saying? He doesn't even know them. If you don't meet with them, how will you know them? So the new ministers reported to work after they were sworn in. I mean, okay, not immediately. They first of all had a party, it's necessary, and then they passed through the hangover. And after that, they reported to work. Now, among the ministers who came into office last week, Festus Keyamo, do you know him? Festus Keyamo, you know him? He was the campaign chairman or campaign spokesperson, I don't know. Yeah, he became a minister. Wait. How market, Keyamo? How market? What was that speech you saw him making was during the ministerial screening when he was busy bringing out plans, marshalling out plans on how he would reform the Justice Department. Keyamo's ultimate goal was, when they're making the Minister of Justice, to make sure that those indicted by the EFCC do not use technicalities to delay their trial, forever. We're talking about maybe half of the people in the Nigerian Senate and something like 1/3 of the people sworn in as ministers. Now Buhari has a wicked sense of humor. Guess what he did to Keyamo? Buhari handed him over to an important Oga at the top, Godswill Akpabio, at the Ministry of the Niger Delta. Now, the man Keyamo used to be the lawyer for the EFCC, who was trying to put Akpabio in prison. Now he has to report Akpabio at the Niger Delta Ministry. Isn't that wonderful? Imagine how their first meeting will be like. Hello, my Oga, I salute you. and so much for Buhari fighting corruption. So much for that. Now, the EFCC chairman, Magu. Is that his name? Mugu. Which one is? I don't remember. Anyway, something like that. We'll be looking at the pictures of Buhari's ministers, and he will be wishing that he could do what the FBI did and capture them all in one operation. Like Sam Oga captured, Tunde Fashola captured, Rotimi Amechi captured, Malawi captured. He's dreaming in his bed. Oh, I wish I could do what the FBI did. Anyway, meanwhile, the dust has not settled on the Biafran members' attack on Ekweremadu in Germany. Oh no, we're still hearing about that. On his return home, politicians from all sides, both the opposition and the people in power, came together and welcomed him home. Look at them. They were genuinely scared that if this trend continued, all of them would be in trouble. They would be at risk. They could be in a train somewhere in Europe, and a small boy would give them a knock on the head for all the things they did in Africa. They were scared of that, so they had to come together. In Enugu, Ekweremadu forgot about Jesus' principle, the one that says, "Forgive them, for they do not know what they were doing." He spoke what was really in his mind about those Biafrans. Watch.
Worried. I'm not afraid of any situation. I'm psychologically ready to go through this trauma. I know it's not over, but I'm ready for it. I'm prepared psychologically. I will not be intimidated. So I refuse to be intimidated. So I'm going to do my work. Complete what people have sent me to go and do.
My friend, that was before the trial at Nuremberg. Play Ekweremadu after the trial at Nuremberg. The one, when he got home, play that one.
Those days, they put Daniel in the den of lions and he survived it. Yes! They put his colleagues, they put them in the furnace of fire and they put Joseph in the peace. And one day he was sold out of slavery and then became a prime minister. Because Israelites confronted the Red Sea, God opened the Red Sea and they walked. Those who are pushing them, they entered and they were consumed.
Aha! Yes. Aha! That was Ekweremadu telling you exactly what was in his mind there. It is all Ekweremadu's fault. He was busy building houses all over Nigeria that he did not pay attention to the events around him. Smart Iberibe, like Okorocha Rochas, learned his lesson long time ago. Here is Okorocha speaking in London. The Biafrans interrupted him and asked him questions about the killings of Biafrans in Nigeria. Here is how it went down.
When you come back and you think I'm going to come here and start laughing with you, you made a point. Sit down. So, man, if I don't sit down, you come.
They throw you out.
You made a point. Than you. Sit down. Respect me. I mean, sit down. I'm not taller than you. I'm taller than you.
Hey, did you see that? After that, Okorocha learned his lesson. You don't see him going to London or going to New York or going to Germany. No, he just goes to Malaysia, Vietnam, and Indonesia, where people like him, who are aware of what really matters in life, you know, Malay boys, you know, like this one, Malay boys, you know, like this one.
If you're a one in it, and I go on,
Yeah.
one
Oh,
day, Papa.
Oh, yes.
There's one them.
Oh, you United Arab Emirates today, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now, so it is not a surprise that while other Nigerian politicians were in panic mode, they were in panic mode over what might happen to them when they travel abroad. Okorocha was busy making merry. Take a look. Can you see that? How much did the new governor of Imo State say that Okorocha stole when he was governor for 8 years? Do you know? Show them the headline. ₦1 trillion. I'm not the one saying that. He's the new governor. He looked through the books and he said ₦1 trillion. Now, in real currency, that is about $300 million that one man stole in 8 years. Meanwhile, the supreme leader's order to Biafrans to show Buhari Pepe in Japan did not happen. Did you know that? The Biafrans were there, but they were not able to come close to Buhari in Japan. You see, Japanese do not play the kind of game they play in other parts of the world. Unlike in London, where remember when the Biafrans confronted Buhari? Remember the watch.
Are suffering. Look at them. British escort guarding.
MI5. No. Share! Don't go there. Don't go there. Share!
Yeah, I mean, they got close.
Oh, yeah.
In Japan, they ran the risk of being picked up and being put on display in a zoo. You know the Japanese, they don't see a lot of black people. If they see black people, they will just put them, you know. I'm just saying. You see what I did there? You know, they called Nigeria a zoo and they could pick up. You see? I'm trying, you know. Now, Africa, who did this to us? Who did this to us? African leaders. Anyway, in other news, Zimbabwean satirist Samathan Kureya, look at her, is in hiding after security agents seized her at home, stripped her, and forced her to drink sewage. What was her crime? Do you know?
Nope.
She criticized President Emmerson Mnangagwa. Do you know the guy? Look at the man. I know. Men wearing masks forced their way into her home. They identified themselves as police officers and slapped her. And then they forced her into a pickup van while she was selling her underwear. This is the same vehicle that they have used for other 10 operations in Zimbabwe, where they targeted opposition politicians and human rights activists. Now, the activists were simply protesting the impending collapse of the economy of Zimbabwe. Did I say impending? already collapsed. You know, now the country is now worse than it was under Robert Mugabe. Remember Mugabe? That one is in the hospital somewhere in Europe. What can we do? Somewhere sick. You know, there is no money in the country, no medicine, and no bread. No bread. Even if you have money in the bank, you can't withdraw it. Now, a third of the people of Zimbabwe need food to make it to 2020. That's what the international organization is saying. Bring food, help us. Meanwhile, President Emmerson Mnangagwa has no solution to the country's problem. No solution. So all that he's doing is just to attack those, pointing out the problems and calling, he was calling them what? Enemies of the people. That reminds me of somebody. It reminds me of somebody, you know. Yeah. It is the same story in Uganda, where everyone doing the kind of thing I'm doing here now will be charged for treason. Yeah, they have that. Insulting the president of Uganda is a treasonable offense. Museveni's government is holding Professor Stella Nyanzi for writing a poem. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay. She once called the president a pair of buttocks. But that's okay. After all, we checked Museveni's behind and found out that it's only a pair of buttocks that is there. It was, it wasn't 3 as some people were saying before. It was only 2. Now, the woman also staged a naked protest once. For that, she was fired from the university where she was teaching. So she's always in that space. You know, remember that in Africa, only virgins are allowed to be nude in public. White men approved that, and for that reason, they trooped Africa and take pictures and show us. You know, yeah. So back to the story of the woman. Dr. Stella Nyanzi wrote a poem. She was charged with misusing a computer for writing a poem, misusing her own computer. You know, now I'll pause for you to laugh. You wrote a poem in your own computer. You are charged for misusing a computer. The first lines of the poem go like this. You worry. They said it was your birthday yesterday. How bitterly sad a day. Abomination! How could you question the birthday of Museveni? You know, that Museveni claimed it was the day he was born, and imply that Uganda would have been better if Museveni was never born. Can you believe that? It is like writing a poem on Nigeria's Independence Day, and you start it with these lines. Muhammadu, they said you are the president of Nigeria, but we know that Abba Kyari is the one who really tells you when to go up and poop. I mean, something like that. Abomination. If you do something like that, it's an abomination. Now, in Uganda, there is a law against disrupting the peace of president of Uganda. Anything they consider disrupting the peace is a criminal offense. The equivalent in Nigeria is going into Aso Rock and taking the toothpick out from the hand of President Muhammadu Buhari. According to section 4110 of Nigeria's criminal code, you know that section? Mm-hmm. They catch people, a lot of people die for that section. The only person allowed to take the toothpick out of Buhari's hand is Abba Kyari. Full stop. Not even Buhari's wife, Aisha Buhari, is allowed to do that. Impossible. It doesn't matter if Buhari was about to use the toothpick to pick his infected ears or his eyes. It is a no-no. That was actually Shore's sin, trying to take the toothpick out of Buhari's hand. That is why all of our civic society, they've abandoned Shore in DSS detention to fend for himself. You know, how dare you take Buhari's toothpick out of his hand? Bad sons. Here are some stories making headline news across Nigerian newspapers this week. See, listen to this. We defeated IBB and Abacha. We won't allow another dictator, says Femi Falana. You know Femi Falana? Mm-hmm. You know, he's Shore's lawyer. I know the person that Falana was referring to, even though he was afraid of mentioning his name. You know? But I must tell Falana that Abba Kyari is not like anything we have seen before. He wears a red cap and he never says anything. He's always in all the pictures. and you don't see him hanging out with Indian women. So it may be very difficult to get rid of him. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Oh, this one is good. I want EFCC to release my $40 million jewelry. Gold iPhone, says Desiani. Alison. You know Alison Desiani? No, for crying out loud. The woman has a wedding to attend. I'm sure that her cancer, she's cancer free now. We just need Adele Momodu to go back and interview her for updates. You know what I mean? If she's going to hold a Thanksgiving service to celebrate being cancer free, I will go. Won't you go? In London. She lives in the most expensive places in London. You will go. I will go. Oh, this one is good. IPOB bans Buhari and Buratai from foreign trips, says Nnamdi Kanu, the supreme leader. Did you read this? Did you see the story?
Yeah.
Did you read the story? Now, I said about time. You know? About time. Why waste time fighting little people like Ike Ekweremadu, who only collects crumbs from the table? I said go straight to the top and stop that, what's his name? Jubril from ever visiting his family in Sudan. Wait. Are you confused or something? I don't know. Anyway, sometimes let's go to the next one. Oh, El Zazaki says, this is important. Listen to this. I lived next to the Senate president and never in detention. I said, what is the big deal? What is the big deal? His followers die on the same street and from the same police bullets that killed great heroes of Nigeria. You know what I mean? Like the ABU, Ahmadu Bello students, killed in I forgot the name. What are their names? Do you remember their names? What are their names? Oh no, forget about it. The University of Ife students killed in the Ali Must Go demonstration in 1970. What are their names? Do you remember? Nobody cares. Nobody remembers their names. They just die. Meanwhile, the leaders are living next to the Senate president. I'm just saying. Anyway, this is very important for you students of history. Supreme Court fought self in Amechi versus Omehia case 12 years after. Let me get this straight. 12 years after the Supreme Court is now telling us that nobody should be declared a winner of an election that they did not contest. I'm like, what? Even a 5-year-old who heard about democracy knows that. Now the Supreme Court should tell us how to recover the 3 trillion naira that went through Amechi's hand over these last 12 years. Nonsense. Can you imagine that? This one is good. Court remands 23-year-old man in prison for stealing biscuits. Stupid man. Yeah? If he had stolen serious money, he would have been named the minister under Buhari. But he went and stole biscuits. I have no sympathy for some people like that. No, I have no sympathy whatsoever. Can you imagine that? In prison, people who stole billions, they are ministers driving big cars and flying private jets. This is the last one. Kenyan bishop snatches a man's wife after presiding over their wedding.
What?
Oh yeah, I know. Now you have to respect Pastor Biodun Fatoyibo. You know, at least he stayed away after the wedding. You know, he didn't mess around after the wedding. Before probably. After, he stayed away. No, but by the way, did I hear that he's been picked up by the police? you know, I don't understand that case. What is the problem with the police? Pick him up for what? Anyway, we'll talk about that next week. And also, I heard that, what's his name? Dino lost his seat, that the tribunal kicked him out. Oh, come on. What are we going to do without Dino in the Senate? What? That's impossible. They should better just change that ruling. Dino, take that case to the West African Supreme Court. Go straight. Forget about the Nigerian Supreme Court. Go straight to West Africa. If he fails, go to the World Court. I mean, come here. Where is the World Court? Wherever it is, I will come with you. Come on. They can't kick you out. A whole Dino meal. What are we going to do? Who will dance for us? Who will sing for us? Dino, come on. Tell them no. Anyway, that's my concern for today. It's taken from page 419 of the book Unsolicited Failure by Paulo Coelho. And it says, there is only one thing that makes a dream impossible to achieve: the fear of failure. Did you get that?
Mm-hmm.
That's it. I go deep to find these things for you. I go deep. But before I play you the Wave advert, I want to tell you that now you can actually get $10 if you use Wave to send money to Africa. You can do that in London, in Nigeria, in UK, to Uganda, to Africa, anywhere. For code, say doctor. And you get $10. Free. I'm just saying, if you send $3, it will become $13. If you say, just try it. That's what I use. Until next week, I'm Dr. Damages. I diagnose.
You heal yourself.
Hi, I'm Dr. Damages. Do high fees damage your wallet when you send money home? I've got the damage control. Use Wave for no fee transfers. Remember the promo code DOCTOR for $5.